Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Today, in this lecture, we are going to conclude and finish our chapter, which is concerned with the evaluation of the effectiveness of the advertising campaign. I have already discussed some of the tests which marketing managers tend to adopt in order to evaluate the effectiveness of the advertising campaign. In today's lecture, we are going to discuss the final two types of tests that are usually used. First one today is the concurrent testing. Concurrent testing refers to research that takes place while the campaign is running in the marketplace. In this sense, the advertising campaign, the plan has finished, the theoretical planning process has finished, and the company is now applying the advertising campaign, using it. We are now on in the stage of applying, using, doing our stuff, our advertising campaign. Okay, usually there are two basic types of concurrent tests, but before I discuss these types, I have to tell first that concurrent tests help marketing managers evaluate the impact of the advertising campaign while it is running, while it is being done. Okay, there are usually two types of concurrent tests. These are tracking studies and coincidental tests. We will discuss each type of studies in further detail. Tracking studies, the main objective of tracking is to keep in touch, is to always be in contact with our target customers in order to understand how they think, feel about the advertising campaign and the product. How they think about the advertising campaign, how they think about the product being advertised, how they feel about the advertising campaign, whether they like it, not, hate it, love it, and so on. Okay. For example, you know, the last advancement of cochineal, which has been banned from announcement. This has been done due to tracking. The company has tracked the advertisement and found that people hate this advertisement and criticize it on the basis of some ethical concerns. Usually, companies which adopt tracking studies aim to get some information regarding 5 basic aspects. First is awareness. Companies here in this sense wish to know how customers, whether customers are aware of the brand being advertised, the product being advertised. Okay, in this sense, the company wishes to know whether the advertising campaign has created some sort of awareness regarding the company. The second aspect is attitude. In this case, tracking studies help organizations acquire information regarding customers' attitudes regarding the product. How do customers feel about the product? Do they like the product? Do they hate it? Do they want to buy it or not? Okay. The third aspect is called communication playback. In this case, communication playback allows or helps, enables marketing managers to get feedback, to get valuable information from customers, especially about the extent to which the advertising message has achieved its objectives or not. In this case, the company wishes to know whether the message, the advertising message has reached its target audience effectively. Do customers understand the message behind the advertisement or not. The fourth aspect of tracking studies is reported product usage. In this issue, the company wishes to know how customers use the product and whether they are going to use the product or buy it again or not. It is very important to examine the impact of the advertising campaign on the usage of customers. Sometimes organizations wish to know whether the advertising campaign has improved the usability of the product, have improved the number of times the product is purchased or not. The fifth element is the product specification. Product specifications or product specification in this issue, companies want to know if their customers are happy with the product. So it is called not product specification, it is product satisfaction. Product satisfaction. In this case, the company wishes to know if the company is if customers are satisfied with product benefits and use. Usually, organizations which adopt such tests tend to apply different techniques for the gathering and collection of data. For example, the company may apply tracking studies and generate information from customers using telephone, emails, or intercepting customers in malls and shopping centers. The second type of concurrent tests is called coincidental studies. These types of studies have been diminished, are no longer used nowadays. Actually, this technique uses telephone interviews in order to ask respondents about their media usage, about their exposure to advertisements, whether they have listened or seen the advertisements, the advertising campaign, and so on. Finally, the last type of tests which marketing managers adopt in order to evaluate the effectiveness of the advertising campaign is post-testing. Post-testing, post means ما بعد. When I say post, it means ما بعد. Pre means ما قبل. Post-testing refers to testing at the end of the campaign. Remember with me, it is a test which is developed after the campaign has finished. Remember, concurrent testing is the evaluation of advertising effectiveness during the advertising campaign. But post-testing is concerned with evaluating effectiveness after the campaign has been done. There are two main purposes behind post-testing. First, it provides a solid and objective way to assess the performance of the advertising agency. Usually, organizations wish to examine whether the agencies, the advertising agencies they have depended on, have maintained the company's strategic objectives both effectively and efficiently. The second purpose of a post-testing is to provide a benchmark. أساس للمقارنة, to provide a benchmark, a criterion upon which the company can judge the performance of future campaigns. So that I want to know the extent to which the current advertisement, the current campaign is effective, in order to try to improve or further strengthen our future advertising campaigns. So that post-testing enables the company to spot both the weaknesses and strength points of the advertising campaign. On that basis, the company would further design advertising campaigns which eliminate the weaknesses of the past campaign and strengthen the strengthen on the good points or the advantages of the previous campaigns. Post-testing can be divided into two types. Tests which measure communication effects, the impact of the advertising message. Has the advertising message affected its target customers and reached its objectives? And the second type of measure is the behavioral effects, whether the advertising campaign has motivated customers to commit a buying behavior. There are 5 major criteria which post-tests are usually used. First is to evaluate recognition, whether target customers recognize the brand, whether customers recognize the product that has been advertised. It is very important. This is one of the main elements which concern managers and marketing managers especially. We want to know if our investment in advertising has implemented its impact, has implemented its wishful or wished impact. Recalling, whether a recall is a communication effect also. In post-tasting, marketing managers wish to know whether customers recall the brand. Do they remember it when they want to buy a specific product? Do customers remember the brand which we have advertised? The third one is attitudes and awareness. It is also a communication effect. In this sense, organizations and marketing managers wish to know the customer's general attitude regarding the product. The first 3 elements are communicative effects. However, the last 2 elements are behavioral effects. The first behavioral effect is sales. Post-tests enables marketing managers to examine the impact of the advertising campaign on the improvement of sales records. Thank you very much.